What is going on, people? Welcome to Rio's Positive POV and my review for Five Nights at Freddy's, based on a extremely popular video game, a game that I didn't know even existed. So to find out it's this popular is pretty insane. It had many attendees wearing cosplay and a lot of excited people going into this screening. Directed by Tammi and starring Josh Hutcherson, Elizabeth Lail, and Matthew Lillard. The premise of the film is a security guard has to look after an abandoned restaurant. In this abandoned restaurant, the reason why he has to look after it is because there are some very expensive animatronics in this restaurant that were basically the entertainment for the children when the restaurant was open. Why did this restaurant close, you ask? Well, a bunch of kids went missing. Ooh, scary. So, what happens is, turns out, these kids are actually the animatronics. Their souls are inside the animatronics. The kidnapped kids in that restaurant now reside in the animatronics. And they're the ones who keep jumping out on the security guard on the screens in the game. In the film, there isn't much jumping about at all. Jump scares are extremely light, considering this is a film based on a video game which prides itself on jump scares. What the film has decided to do is complicate itself beyond comprehension. It didn't make any sense, and it was way too busy. Too much going on, too much focus on backstory of the human characters, the adult human characters, and side characters who are really only there to get killed off. They were annoying, and when they were getting killed off, no one cared. There's one scene in the film where a bunch of people get got, and that is probably the only enjoyable scene in the whole film. Surprise, surprise, that's when the animatronics are going about killing people. It's spooky, it's jumpy, it's how you'd expect the whole film to be. But the reliance on the human characters and the poor writing was just why this film was so bad. The script was absolutely abysmal, and the acting weren't bad considering what they had to deal with. You need to think about twists and what's going to happen in a film when casting. You simply can't hire someone like Matthew Lillard, have him in one scene during the film, and not have the audience, a horror experienced audience, to not expect him to appear again. And when you've highlighted that there's a man that kidnaps children, and you have a gentleman who is so obviously hiding something and is obviously a part of what is going on, it's just so bad. Casting is so important when it comes to twists in films, and Matthew Lillard being cast in this film was a bad idea. And I love Matthew Lillard, absolutely love Matthew Lillard, but him being cast in this film, in this role, with the writing of the script, was a bad choice. Bad choices galore though. There was another character who is a police officer that just so happens to appear at the restaurant because it's part of her beat, befriends the security guard, and just knows suspiciously a bit too much about this restaurant. Well, she's not going to be a part of it when the big reveal comes. No. The twists were just so obvious throughout the film, and there wasn't any suspense. The jump scares were poor. The script was poor. The only real saving grace for this film was the design of the animatronics and everything with them involved, and also the production design of the Freddy's restaurant. Brilliant. The mood that restaurant created was fantastic. They could have made such a simpler film and an entirely better film by having the film set all in that restaurant. Having a security guard in that restaurant dealing with being on his own, with malfunctioning lights, having killer animatronics rolling about, is enough for a horror film. We don't need these added elements. And again, this is coming from a person who never played the games, right? So I can just go on based what I'm shown on screen, the backstory I'm given with the characters on screen, and the information given by the filmmakers. And honestly, piss poor. Just a very bad horror film. I just don't get it. I don't understand how it could be so bad. The jump scares were non-existent. 1.5 stars out of 5. Avoid it. This is Rio's not so positive POV. Until the next one, peace out.